Have you ever stopped to think about how a volcano could possibly become an island? I mean, it sounds like something straight out of a myth, right? But it's actually happening right now, deep down in the ocean. So let's dive in and find out how. Okay, so let's start with the big mystery. I want you to picture the deep ocean floor. It's pitch black, it's freezing cold, and the pressure is just crushing. So how on earth does a mountain of pure fire manage to rise up from that abyss and create brand new land? It's a pretty epic story, one that unfolds under incredible pressure and heat, and over a time scale that's, well, it's almost impossible to wrap your head around. So where does this whole incredible process begin? Well, it doesn't start with a big dramatic explosion that you can see. Nope. It all kicks off with a rumble in the deepest, darkest corners of our planet, right on the ocean floor. This is literally where the seed of a future island gets planted. Really try and imagine this for a second. We're talking miles beneath the waves, where the weight of all that water creates a pressure so intense it would crush a submarine like a soda can. It's right down there, in that totally black, high-pressure world, that a little crack, a fissure, forms in the Earth's crust. That's the gateway. That's where it all begins. This event is called a submarine eruption, and you can just forget about the kind of volcanoes you see in movies. This is completely different. All that intense water pressure actually helps squeeze super hot magma from the Earth's mantle right up through that crack. This is the engine of creation, really. The very first act in our island's long story. All right, so the eruption has started, but an island doesn't just pop up overnight, not even close. What happens next is an incredibly slow, steady climb up towards the surface. You can think of it like the world's greatest construction project, happening one single layer at a time. It all boils down to this simple, repeating cycle. First, magma erupts. The second it hits that near-freezing ocean water, bam! The outside instantly hardens into solid rock. This process often creates these really cool rounded shapes called pillow lava. Then that new layer of rock just settles on top of the old ones, and with every single eruption, the whole pile gets just a little bit taller. Now, let's fast forward through centuries, even millennia, of this cycle happening over and over and over again. You don't have a small mound anymore. What you have is a seamount, which is just a fancy name for a massive underwater mountain. And get this, many seamounts are actually taller than any mountain we have on dry land. Their peaks are just hidden thousands of feet beneath the wave. And the amount of time this takes, it's just mind-boggling. We are talking 1,000,000 years, sometimes way more. Just think about that. 1,000,000 years of erupting, cooling, and layering, all happening in total darkness, building this colossal structure that no one can even see. But after all that time, after all that patient building, the seamount gets closer and closer to the surface. And this, right here, is the climax of our story. This is the moment an island is finally born. It's the payoff for 1,000,000 years of work. And then, one day, it happens. The very top of this massive volcano breaks through the surface of the ocean. For the first time, this land feels the air and sees the sun. Amidst all the steam, the ash, and the boiling water, new Earth has been created. The seamount has officially graduated. And that, my friends, is what a volcanic island is. It's so much more than just a piece of rock. It's the victorious peak of an underwater mountain that has won its long, slow race to the surface. It's brand new land on a planet where we thought we had pretty much everything mapped out. You know, the most famous example of this is a place I'm sure we all know, Hawaii. The entire island chain was formed in exactly this way. There's a stationary volcanic hotspot deep in the Earth's mantle that acts kind of like a giant blowtorch. As the Pacific tectonic plate slowly drifts over it, a new island is born, one after another in a chain. Pretty incredible, right? And in fact, the Big Island is still being built by active volcanoes today. So when you step back and look at this whole process, it shows us something really fundamental. We live on a planet that is constantly in motion, a world that is never, ever finished building itself. So the key takeaway here is pretty simple. The map of our world isn't static. It's a work in progress. And the birth of an island, literally emerging from the sea, is one of the most powerful reminders we have that our planet is an active, dynamic, and always evolving place. Which leaves us with a really fascinating thought to end on. We've just seen how new land is made from scratch. So if our planet is always building, always changing,
What other new islands are being formed right now, deep down beneath the waves? And what will the map of our world even look like in another million years?